Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and we're in Juneau, Alaska. This is late September 2022, and we're on a bus. When you're doing the cruise ship thing, the cruise ships come in, and probably three out of the four places, the main places we stopped, there was some sort of bus transportation getting you from the cruise ship to the main part of town. We experienced that in Ketchikan. Yeah, one of the other places too. But anyway, yeah. So and you can see that there's multiple cruise ships in the area. But yeah, ours came in. A little bus took us over to the main part of town and dropped us off. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't. We never really had to wait for a bus or anything. When we left the ship, there was usually one right there waiting, and then when we needed to get back, there was one waiting for us too. So anyway, but yeah, this is Juneau. Just to give you a little information that I got from the cruise line, they left this in our room. The city and borough of Juneau, commonly known as Juneau, is the capital city of Alaska. It is a unified municipality located on the Gastineau Channel and the Alaskan Panhandle, and it is the second largest city in the United States by area. Fascinating. Juneau has an interesting vibe. The downtown part of the city has the feel of a frontier western town, pleasantly low rise, with many of the buildings sporting frontier architecture, and with four-faced clocks adorning many of the street corners. When the cruise ships arrive in the summer months, the population of the town swells appreciably, particularly on those days when 5 or 6 cruise ships are in the city. And by the way, I just stepped into the Red Dog Saloon. It's the Red Dog, and it kind of has a former brothel gimmick vibe going on, which I found to be very common in Alaska. We also did the Red Onion in Skagway, which, by the way, that was my favorite of all the brothels that we stopped at. They had kind of a tour going on and a museum section, but the Red Dog was pretty cool too, and I liked their gift shop. And we went to Heritage Coffee. There was a little dog outside waiting for his owner while we were at Heritage Coffee. Really cool little coffee shop. And yeah, just a cool vibe. You could tell the locals liked it. We stopped here for some good coffee. Just a nice warm place. We ended up talking to some people from Australia who I believe were on a celebrity cruise, and we were comparing notes with them, and they were wonderful. Kind of neat talking to people from all over the place. And in several cities, we ended up talking to people that were on other cruise ships, and we compared notes. As I've mentioned, I believe I've mentioned, we were on Norwegian, and we were very happy with Norwegian. Yeah, it just went really well. But yeah, speaking of the vibe that they mentioned in that little brochure that we got from the cruise ship, I enjoyed the vibe of Juneau. It was a friendly place. You're definitely in a city, and it's a happening city, but it's still not crazy. It's not Austin, Texas, or anything like that. It's just kind of a cool city with lots going on, cool places to go to. We did love the gift shops. In fact, we probably found some of the more unique items here. Several gift shops that had, really cool things. We went to the Capitol. I'll put up another video of our very brief tour through their Capitol building. It is kind of well known to be one of the more less happening Capitol buildings. Oh, by the way, this was Grind Coffee, and they had like a little walk-up place. We got some hot chocolate there, and it was great. And they have some little gondolas going uphill too. Yeah, but the hot chocolate at the Grind, that place was one of our favorite places we stopped for a sweet drink on this trip. Really nice young lady helping out there. She just seemed enthusiastic, and we really liked Grind Coffee. And we liked Heritage Coffee too. Yeah, back there was a little place there near where most of the cruise ships are. The town, and again with pretty much all the touristy towns in Alaska, you almost felt like, okay, here's a nice big town, but if you walk a few blocks away, you're going to be roaming around the wilderness. And I like that. That was kind of nice. I mean, you have a city, you have people, but you could be isolated and out in the middle of nowhere, within an hour. And again, we're back on the little bus taking us back to the cruise ship, and just to give you a little more look around as we go back to the cruise ship. And something else about the capital I was thinking about. I believe, yeah, it's got to be the only capital city in the U.S. with no roads leading in or out. To get to that capital city, you've pretty much got to get there by airplane or boat. And again, it's also by size the second largest city in the U.S. Let that sink in for a while. And even the whole state of Alaska. One of our tour guides told us that if you cut Alaska in half, Texas would still be the third, and made each side of Alaska a state. Texas would still be the third largest state in the Union after each half of Alaska. Yeah, I mean, I think the sheer size of this state. I've been through Texas and driven through parts of it, and I get it. I get how massively huge Texas is. Alaska is over twice as big as Texas, and that blows my mind. And of course, people go out here to be isolated. I grew up in rural western Kentucky, and we were fairly isolated, and I miss that. And I totally understand why people come out here to get lost or to live a little more isolated of a life. I don't think I could deal with the cold though myself. And just a few pictures to end this video with that we took around town. I thought that was a really cute little Santa Claus painting, very appropriate. Our timing in Juneau was a little bit off too, though. I think we got here like at 2:30 and had to leave at 7:30. It was, kind of an off time. Shops were closing as we were still kind of looking for stuff to do. Oh, this bookstore. This was a great bookstore. I stopped there, had a couple of good finds, and I think they had a little dog in there named Luna. But yeah, Juneau, Alaska.